All right, let's talk iPods for the first time here at Boxy Pixel. So I just wanted to go into a few more details about this. Um, some of the holdup has been the electronics because it is kind of new for us here at Boxy. So, um, every revision, you can see it kind of in here, every revision kind of took a while. But yeah, so I think we're about there. I'm kind of doing just some testing, but I thought I'd show you kind of some of the things I got going on here. So thickness wise, this is, it's on the thick side, and that's by design. So what I tried to do is fit the, a larger battery, which is going to be something of this size here. So so that fits in there, and I'm not sure what other batteries, there are some other sizes that might fit, but this is about as big as I think we can get in there. For hard drives, so you got these iFlash Solos, the iFlash Quad for your SD cards, and then also the Solo, which just fits one card. Both of these will fit, of course, they're very slim, and then I was able to fit this 3800 milliamp hour battery, and you can see in there this is a slim hard drive. So if your hard drive's slim, I'll give a specific dimension in there, but then it'll fit. And you can see, so you're kind of constrained, because if your battery gets too high, it'll run into this PCB. So stock batteries won't fit anymore. So typical syncing is done with your 30 pin with your computer. On the top we have your normal hold switch and a Bluetooth. So this is your Bluetooth switch. You can turn that on. You can see it flash in there. And then here's the button. This is going to be changed, but this is the button. You'll have a button here to sync for your Bluetooth, and of course your normal headphone jack here, which is our headphone jack now. I kind of redesigned this to have more of a dish concave feel to it. This will all be more of a matte finish. This is all machined, so you can see all the machining marks. But the brass may show this, but any anodized aluminum part won't. We also have Type-C. So this is for charge only, and you can't be used with a fast charger, at least right now. I'll work on that at some point, but it's going to be released with charge only 5 volt. So that's a Type A to Type-C cable only. And I also have the glass made. So the glass is going to have adhesive attached to it already. So it'll become pre-attached, so you just take off that, and then take off your border, and that'll stick on. Same with the back. So the back has adhesive. Right now I was just kind of playing around with the inductive charging coil. So that's the back, that's glass. And then, I haven't made any decision on whether I'm going to offer this or not, but maybe we'll offer some carbon fiber at some point. I was playing around with the carbon fiber front, which then we need some sort of glass there also, of course, if we were to do that. And then, we could do metal too. This is titanium, actually. Back, here's some copper. Probably look good if it had a brushed finish. Be kind of neat. A couple other things. So it's obviously easy to take apart now, right? We got fasteners. That was what led me down this whole rabbit hole, is making something that could be disassembled easily. And then we also have this power connector. As you know, if anyone's taken apart, that power connector is really fragile because it's kind of down in there, and it's hard to pull up that clip sometimes. If you've done it a while, I'm sure it's not an issue, but this surface is raised down, so that seam, so the power connector sits higher, so it's really easily accessible. There is room, so between the board and this inside surface here, there's room for the Taptic engine. So that's the only thing. So everything is solderless unless you want to do have any clicking or vibrating with the Taptic mod or something. That's the only feature that you'd have to solder on. You know, maybe I'll offer that as a service, possibly have it pre-soldered, because there are points on this board. So I put 2 little solder points on this board to make it easier. So you can just put, you know, your Taptic engine there and solder with 2 wires. So you don't have to figure stuff out. Let me see if I'm missing anything. No, I think that's it. Let's show here's it. It's on there. You know, I'll just put this on. I can do that quickly. Gotta be careful with this adhesive, because you could, if you smear the adhesive, it'll actually get into the viewable area. Probably should do this. You can already see I left a fingerprint on the LCD screen, but I'm gonna have this apart so many times. This is an old touchpad. Apologies. There it is. Let me know what you think.